Hi everyone, welcome to one more interview for Java EEH, the Next Frontier project. And today I have a guest here, Mr. Josh. It's Juneau, did I say?
That's correct.
Yeah, Josh Juneau. He's here with us today. And Josh, I'm very thankful for your accepting our invitation, your kindness, and be very welcome here today.
I really appreciate the invitation to come on and speak with you about Java EE8. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So Josh, please talk a little about what are you doing right now related to Java EE, maybe some JSR that are involved, you're working.
Sure. So currently, my involvement with Java EE8 is quite significant, although I'm not embedded into developing code for the specifications per se. However, I am involved with the JCP. I was part of the JSR 372 expert group. That's for JSF 2.3. That expert group is now completed because JSR 372 has been finalized. I'm also a member of the JSR 378 expert group. That's actually not part of Java EE8, but we're currently working on portal specification of Portal 3.0 bridge for JSF 2.2. But with regards to Java EE8, I am a member of the Chicago Java Users Group, and I am an adopted JSR advocate for that group. So we host few sessions throughout the year online. We try and have one about every other month online where we advocate and go over a couple of the different Java EE8 specifications in detail. We also do advocate Java 9 as well. So my co-presenter in those sessions, Bob Paulin, does a good job of Java 9 evangelism there. So that's probably how I'm most involved. On the side here a little bit, I am writing articles and doing presentations on Java EE8. I also am currently writing a book on Java EE8.
Oh, that's cool. After sending me the links for the webinars, so we can share it here to SouJava and our job.
Sure, we can do that. We should be having a webinar within the next month, I think, with CJUG.
Well, that's cool. And Josh, we are almost on the release date for Java EE8, and people have huge expectations about that. What are your expectations related to improvements, bug fixes, new features, and so on?
I think Java EE8 is going to be quite significant. I don't believe, however, that it will have as big of an impact as Java EE7. That release was quite significant, lots of upgrades, lots of new functionality. Java EE8 is going to build upon that success of Java EE7, adding even more simplicity and more movement towards cloud and microservices-based applications. There are lots of alignment factors for use with Java SE8. So a lot of alignment with Java SE8 and also CDI. One of the most important specifications of Java EE is now being better utilized across the platform. So I do believe that this release is definitely a good stepping stone. And although there are some pretty significant improvements and enhancements in Java EE8, it is building upon the success of Java EE7 to make it even more stable and mature platform move forward for the next generation of applications.
Got it. And it took a very long time, not really very long time, it took a long time since the last version. It was 4 years. The Java 7 was released on 2013. Do you believe that that long time that took to this new version will have some impact in terms of adoption, in terms of the how the market and the developers and the vendors will receive this new release?
Well, although it was a long time in between versions, I don't particularly find it too troubling. This is a major platform that is moving forward. It is a standard, an adopted standard, being used worldwide by thousands. And so, excuse me, kind of hard to evolve that in a quick manner. Now, I know looking forward, Oracle has said that they're hoping to do a release every year. So that would make Java EE 9 released next year. If they can do that, you know, I definitely think it would be more positive to move you know, do small improvements and make more quick updates, let's say, more timely updates. But you know, I think people will go ahead and adopt. I'm not sure that people will adopt it right away. I don't think it's going to take too long of a time, though, for adoption to take place.
Understand. And for people that maybe developers that were on the J2E times and maybe move out from J2E and go to Spring or maybe other frameworks. Do you believe that Java E8 or maybe even 9 will be more suitable, more friendly for those developers that were to Spring and maybe they would come back?
I really do. I think that for the most part, people who left the Java EE ecosystem probably most likely left back in the J2EE days, you know, when we're talking Java EE 5 and before that, maybe even in Java EE 6. But I really think that since Java EE 6, things have really made a significant leap forward for the Java EE platform. Things have gotten significantly easier to develop. We don't have the old, you know, configuration nightmare of EJB anymore. Things are a lot easier to do now, especially with the release of Java EE 7 a few years back. That really helped to bring things into the new age for Java EE. So I think if we continue to, you know, present about Java EE and make it more widely known, these people who possibly migrated to other solutions such as Spring or some other solution, they may come back. Now, that's not to say, though, that I think people should abandon other frameworks and swarm, no pun intended, to Java EE at all. I think that there are tools that are, you know, good for the tasks at hand. So it's good to know different frameworks. It's good to have many different tools in the tool shed, I like to say, because there may be some situations where doing a Spring Boot application is the best choice for that particular situation. On the other hand, if you're working in an environment where, you know, standards really do matter and where you're looking to move forward enterprise systems and whatnot, you know, Java EE may be a better situation for you. Even if you're just starting out, I think small applications as well as large applications can really benefit from Java EE. It's really taken a step forward and made things a lot easier for those developers just getting started.
Yeah, in the end of the day, I believe that those technologies ended helping each other to improve and to move forward.
I agree.
I truly believe that we can live together in peace.
Yeah, I think so. I really do.
Yeah, and for people that wanna migrate from Java 7 or maybe from 6, do you believe they will have hard times with the release of 8 version or not?
I really don't think so. I believe that if you're migrating from Java EE 6 or 7 to 8, it's going to almost be a piece of cake. There are not too many stumbling blocks to do a migration of that size. If you're migrating from J2EE, one of these older applications, it's a huge jump. However, I think that people will be finding they're deleting a lot of code that they don't need anymore because there was a lot of configuration and unnecessary code that had to be written for those applications long ago, and so productivity has really been a big benefit to the platform with the release of EE6 and EE7. So no, I don't think it'll be too big of a jump from one of the newer versions. If you're using JSF, I'll say that one of the big differences with JSF 2.3 is that the managed bean has now been deprecated. We're still kind of calling it managed beans, but in favor of CDI. CDI is now the way that you should be going forward using CDI beans. You can call them managed beans still, but there are two separate paths, and the scopes for the old managed bean ecosystem are gone now with JSF 2.3. So that may be a bit of a let's just say a minor hurdle in the process of going to JSF 2.3, but I don't think it will be anything significant.
Okay. And how do you see this release in terms of career opportunities for people that maybe want to migrate, or maybe they are starting from scratch, they are new on the IT world? Do you see opportunities release specific?
I do. I think, the career opportunities are all across the board for Java EE. Like I had mentioned before, I mean, small applications, just developing a small website from something that size, even to something huge where there's large corporations developing a huge, system. Java EE is used all across the board. These smaller websites, someone just wants to build a blog, for instance, or something to that effect, or a chat room. That's easy to do with Java EE, and I think there are career opportunities for small developers. Also, the opportunities are always going to be there, I think, for bringing older systems using J2EE, for instance, up to speed with the newer technology. So that's going to be there's probably a big market there. And also there are a lot of opportunities for developers to just come on board and start building big systems now with not only with the traditional style of Java EE application where we're deploying to application servers, but probably also in the microservice space as well. Doesn't matter what you've heard, or what you may have heard, I should say, but Java EE is good for doing microservices. It works really well. Java EE 7 and 8 is going to be even better. And then looking forward to the future, Java EE 9 is going to make some significant leaps forward for working with microservices. So career opportunities across the board, I believe.
Yeah, and as you said about the microservice, do you believe that the Java EE8 will be more suitable for microservice and maybe for containers as well? Because many times when we heard about microservice, we heard about containers because, I don't know, maybe they are the two buzzwords today. What do you believe that, how do you believe that Java EE8 will work for those technologies and those scenarios?
Well, like I mentioned, I think Java EE 7 does do a pretty fine job with microservices. I think even more so will Java EE 8 be suitable for microservices and deployment of that sort. It really is a perception thing with the microservices. There are different efforts now and I know that in your interviews you've spoken with people who have mentioned the micro profile and such. Different efforts around getting Java EE ecosystem better in tune with developing microservices. You know, that may involve a smaller profile whereby there are fewer specifications and fewer things being used because they're not needed. You know, I think the biggest argument on microservices with Java EE right now is that, you know, you've got the whole bundle and we only need to use a couple of the technologies, you know, such as possibly JPA and JXRS. Why do we have to use everything else? So these smaller profiles, like the micro profile, I think will make a big difference moving forward. So with Java EE8 particularly, there are a couple of specifications that I think will help to move microservices even further in the Java EE space. JXRS 2.1 is going to have support for server-side events, and there's some CDI improvements there. I think that will be quite a help. There are technologies such as JSON-B, the binding that's going to occur for, you know, binding JSON with Java objects. JSON P 1.1's got some pretty good improvements as well. So I do think there are some stepping stones, like I had mentioned before, that will make Java EE8 even more suitable for developing microservices, yes.
Oh, that's cool. And Josh, talking a little about community, you are a JUG leader, so as I am. And I truly believe that Java ecosystem is all about community, is all about getting involved and sharing and collaboration.
Yeah.
And now we have Java EE migrated to GitHub. And do you believe that this movement will bring the community more closer to the specification? More people maybe will be more involved, will be more enjoying this work. What do you believe that this movement will impact the community?
I really do. I think it's going to make a big difference. Most developers are, excuse me, familiar with GitHub, and so I think it's a familiar place. And also, in the past, Java EE was kind of hard. It was hard to get in tune with developing the sources and building the sources because everything was in its own area, right? Separated and kind of hard to get to, hard to find. This really opens it up to make it even more of an open source, you know, more of a community technology and platform. So I do think that the move to GitHub is going to be good. I think not only because people are familiar with it and already know how to use the ecosystem, but also because it makes it more organized and puts everything kind of in one area, you know. So I do think it will have a pretty significant effect.
Yeah, totally agree with you. And Josh, could you recommend any kind of resources for people that want to learn about Java EE? I know that you write a lot about. I saw your blog; it's a great blog. And
Thanks.
I heard that you are writing a book. So, any kind of your resources or other people resources that you recommend?
Sure. That's one of the areas where, you know, Java EE and the Java platform in general is great. I mean, there are so many people that write and create great learning resources for the Java platform that, you know, I believe it is truly what lends Java to be one of the top programming environments and, you know, the top place to develop your applications because there are so many resources around. Let's see, for instance, you know, David Heffelfinger has some great books out there. You know, there are great books by Antonio Goncalves, and also there are great resources such as Adam Bean. He always provides great webinars. I think he does even a weekly webinar called Air Hacks. I would definitely tune into that. even looking back at some of the tutorials, the Java EE7 tutorial is great. I think David Delabasi just posted a resource on Twitter, which, you know, provides a number of resources for getting started with Java EE7. So that's a good thing. Yeah, I mean, just looking out there and paying attention to some of these different resources, not only in books but also on YouTube, and also, you know, all across the web. There are probably, you know, hundreds, if not thousands, of GitHub projects that are just devoted to, you know, examples for using Java EE and Java EE7 and now Java EE8 also. So I think some of those resources will be good. I also have a resource out there that I put on GitHub, the Java EE8 Playground. You can go and download that, and it has all of the Maven dependencies that are required for building a Java EE8 project, and you can just get started using the different specifications that way. And probably staying closely in tune with Glassfish 5 would be important, because Glassfish 5 is going to be the reference implementation for Java EE8. Also some great resources coming out of that team, you know, the Glassfish team. So probably want to stay in tune with that. And probably keep an eye on other application servers as well. I know Tommy won't be far behind. Pyara is right there. So just a number of great resources. I can't speak enough about it. Community is great.
Sure, there are tons of resources.
Yeah.
And after send me the link for this project on GitHub, so I can put on the description of this video. Okay.
Sure, I can definitely do that.
Okay. So, Josh, do you have any final thoughts, any final words, tips, hints, or whatever that you would like to say to the community?
Well, I just want to say that, you know, whether you've not looked at Java EE before, or whether it's been a long time since you looked at it, or if you're a seasoned Java EE developer looking to take the next step, Java EE8 is going to be here soon, and I think it's going to be a good step forward for the platform. There are great features in and around most of the specifications of Java EE, with the addition of, you know, JSON B, which is going to be great. I really think that with EE7, having JSON P, that really did take a step in the right direction with providing the JSON support. But JSON B is really going to make it come full circle, and that support's fully going to be there. Yeah, and so I believe that Java EE8 is probably going to be important to keep an eye on, especially in the coming months here while it will be becoming final. And it's probably going to be a good thing that you'll start reading up on and moving your applications forward, because I think you'll want to just reap the benefits that come with making things even easier and better with Java EE8.
Yeah, so thank you, Josh. It was a pleasure to meet you, to have you here. Thank you for having me, for accepting my invitation. And I wish you the best in your career, in your day. And thank you.
Well, I appreciate it, and thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure, and if anybody ever has any questions on Java EE, feel free to contact me on my Twitter account. And I wanted to just say I think your Jug is doing a great job of promoting Java EE and everything else in the Java space. It really is a great initiative, this interview, and others like it. So good job. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much. So people, thank you very much for watching us. If you haven't subscribed on SouJava channel, please do it on the button down below. And see you next time. Bye bye.
Thank you.